What's up, everybody? Friday night live stream. I know I'm late. Apologies. I had a little bit of technical difficulties. We've been trying something out with the stream and working on some stuff, so we're a little bit late. 9 minutes? 9 minutes behind. We're still here. We're before 8 o'clock. Let me go ahead and mute that. That's can't be having that going on. But what's up? How's everybody doing? Shout out in the chat. I'll get to as many people as possible. But Kerry Groves, listening while on the ride home. Got about an hour, it looks like. There you go. Prolific, Robert Alessandri, T. Brown, Shake Man, Frank from Philly, Cranky Cletus. Let's see. Shake Man, I think I said. Tyler Braswell. Tracy Ann, what's up? Trenton Wright, Lar Powell. Tyler Fire, Prolific. I think I already said that. Donnie 4, Hurt Season. What's up? How we doing? It is, it's like I say, it's Friday night. The weekend's here. The vibes are positive. We're doing great. It's not positive if you wanted Eddie Jackson coming to the Eagles, talking about safeties. I see Hurt Season talking about the we have interest in Justin Simmons again. I don't know about that necessarily. Mason, what's up? Says, yes, the jersey did get shipped. I need to double check on the shipping there, but I would imagine it'll probably be early next week. So, but the jersey did get shipped. Nate, what's up, man? Eagles Nest. TC. Kavion Porter, I hope I said that name correctly, but love from Cali. Sean Dickety, I'm getting Super Bowl 52 vibes this season already. Get Timberlake warmed up when coming back. There you go. Weedosaurus, yo, go Phils. John M, what up, Josh? What's up? By the way, my sister said thank you. I know the last week, the super chat, but it meant a lot. So she said thank you for that. She's off on the honeymoon. Had an awesome time. I was unbelievably emotional, a ton more than I expected to be. But fantastic. So great time with the family. Obviously, that's why we did not have the Tuesday night live stream. But it should be back to regular scheduled programming. Training camp is next week. Tuesday, officially, the rookies, the vets, everybody reports. But Wednesday is the first practice. So got that official from, I guess, a number of guys. But Andrew DeCecco was the first one that had reported here. And I'll try to throw that up there on the screen share. But there you go. So Andrew DeCecco. Shout out to him. If you're not following on Twitter, you should be. But yeah, there it is. So we've got first training camp. Actually, whoops, that's not the right tweet. Maybe it would help if I get the right one on there. Hang on. I'll get it. There you go. That's the other for the camp storylines, but this is the correct one. Timing, practice, let's see. 9:30 a.m. Sirianni will speak, and then practice begins at 10. So there you go. Wednesday, July 24th, officially football. I mean, I know we had OTAs, but to me, it's kind of like it doesn't feel like until training camp shows up, you get the players officially there, that it's like, all right, now football's starting to feel like it's back. So we'll see. Brent Collins, first time catching the live. Love the podcast. Appreciate it. It means a lot. We are growing like crazy. You guys are the best. Y'all know that. And also, we're going to be giving away the Lane Johnson autographed jersey later in the stream. So for anybody who has commented on the past video, you will have a chance. Or you could go do it now. It's the last video that I did. The most recent one. It's the Saquon Barkley in the thumbnail. Just go type in Pave the Lane on that video, and then come on back. But we'll probably, I don't know, maybe in about an hour-ish is my guess. Do it around... What, do it around 9? 9 Eastern? Something like that. Texan Eagle, Josh, my guy, what's up? But yes, the other to my comment earlier, we got to be feeling positive, but if you were wanting an Eddie Jackson, that is officially not an option anymore, because as many people have reported, but most recently, I'll flash the Adam Schefter tweet up there, but the Ravens. And I think it was a couple of you guys. I can't remember who it was, so apologies on the last live that Thomas and I were doing Wednesday, but someone had mentioned that, and I know there were rumors, and maybe the Ravens would, but it is official. The Ravens get Eddie Jackson, reach an agreement, 1-year deal, so he will be in Baltimore. Not a chance to reunite with Fangio. That was a potential thought. Would he come over, be that veteran, another guy? But Jaron Brandt asking, wait, text what? Text Pave the Lane. Yeah, just type in pave the lane on the other video, not this one. James Hawthorne, let's go. Going to the open practice August 1st. How many people are going to the open practice? That's going to be pretty sweet. Andrew, you're barely late. I was late myself, so you're basically on time. But there you go. Lions Pride also going. Let's go. Davey, my dark horses for training camp are A.J. Brown and Jalen Carter. I'm just now seeing that. And to which Morgan calling it out, saying Davey really going out on a limb with those picks. I don't know if that, I mean, can you get any safer with those picks? If you're taking an A.J. Brown and a Jalen Carter as your dark horses, I don't even know if that actually qualifies. That feels like you're just setting yourself up for an easy win. I don't think that actually qualifies, to be honest. Probably not. There's no such thing as a dark horse. They're not sneaking in there, but I like the picks. It's probably not a bad pick, but you just take the best defensive player and probably the best offensive player on your team and go ahead and say they're dark horses. I don't know. But we'll see. And hey, looky there. Cranky Cletus gifted the 5 Philly Special Show memberships, starting out with a bang. Heck yeah. Appreciate that. Thank you, by the way. 5 memberships going to, let's see, Donnie 4, Sean Diggity, Hurt Season, Tracy Ann, and Ryan Solomon. You guys just got memberships, courtesy of Cranky Cletus. So early start on a Friday night live stream. And Sean saying I'll be repping down at the Tampa game. Okay. Going to be going there. I've thought about going to, I've mentioned it on several streams, but which ones we going as far as maybe an away game. What would that look like? Tampa would be kind of fun. Jaden B, what's up from Seattle? How's it going? Let's see. Levine Schuler says keep his emotions in check just because fans have emotion doesn't mean Nick needs to. It's now his 4th year. I want to see Nick button up, keep that stuff in check. No yelling at opposing fans. That's an interesting thought and comment there. I mean, I guess I don't really mind too much of Sirianni showing emotion to a certain point, but as far as the actual, to me, it's more so like internally with the locker room. If he's going to celebrate and cheer and, get all excited and everything, I don't care. I don't mind that. Has it changed a little bit since last season? Do people look at it differently? Because let's just say if we were winning and won the Super Bowl and he's still been the same player, the same guy, the same coach, then I don't know, maybe it's not as big of a deal, but yeah. Let's see. There was another question I'm going to get to here for a second. LA Kid, what's up, Josh? Gotta love Friday Night Hangout. Yes, you do. Love the emojis, too. Breed of One, Jalen Hurts, Sexy Batman, Slim Reaper. Heck yeah. Hurts season asking, what does the membership do? Yes, I can answer that quickly as well. But the membership basically is you're able to get access to the emojis. You can, depending on what level you're in, you get to hang out on the monthly Zoom call, which this next, I guess in a week, next Friday will be the monthly Zoom call with Hungry Tier and up. But also during the season, the members get access to special ticket giveaways. So I think I've said it every single time during streams, and I don't mind repeating myself, but I'm sure I'm broken record to most people. But members, access to the ticket giveaways, gave away 12 tickets last season, hoping to double it at least, but we'll see. Hopefully more. Kai, oh my gosh. What is this? You're on mute because my boyfriend will get jealous. I'm reading your lips. Okay, go Birds. I don't really know what to say to that. But yeah, Tyler says it supports the streamer. It does do that, definitely. I mean, first and foremost, sure, yes. But hopefully it's you're winning, game tickets after that as well. So we'll see. But again, like I say, as many as I can do, we're gonna try to make that quite a bit more. All right, let's see here. We've got... let's see. There's another comment about... I'm going to get to the Sirianni one real quick. You got some people saying about the headphones for Kai. That's true. You could wear the headphones. Maybe that would help. We just ordered Sirianni looks perpetually drunk or hungover. I think he's just tired. Yes, also the shout out there. Nate's saying, anyone see Thomas's interview with Merrill Reese? If you have not, go check it out. It was a fantastic interview. Had a blast listening to that. I knew that he was going to be recording that. But man, the insight there and also just the energy that he had, that was pretty phenomenal. So go check it out if you're not. Hurts season. Okay, here's the comment that I wanted to. Yeah, I got the Justin Simmons tweet from MLF Football. If you want to check it out, by the way. Yes, I did see that. I'm just cautious and skeptical. Again, no offense, I guess, directly to say that. However, I just don't know, because there's been some things that have been reported in the past, and it turns out to be a nothing burger. Again, it's just speculation. But maybe, possibly, says the Eagles have interest in signing all-pro defensive back Justin Simmons. But there's been rumors, there's been some interest, there's been not. But, I mean, yes, as you see it from MLF Football, Howie Roseman and co. had talked to Eddie Jackson's camp as they continue to look for safety help, but not willing to pay top dollar at the moment in the current market. So, again, I don't... Like, you could just say that. You could say, oh, hey, the Eagles have interest. Now, maybe there's legit sources, maybe it's just speculation and interest. I don't know. That's where I'm kind of like, I'm not reporting that. I'm not going off of it. Maybe it becomes true, but take it how you might. I would say it's not impossible, but at the same time, again, like we were talking about a couple days ago, it's like Justin Simmons has continued to be brought up, and if the thought there, if that whole tweet is accurate, well then you're not paying top dollar, top market for Justin Simmons. Like it'll be much more than Eddie Jackson. I think if we're all being honest. So, but yes, that is the tweet that you're referencing. I did see that one. I'm just a little skeptical to just go ahead and throw that out there and be like, oh, hey, here we go. We've got Justin Simmons, especially for how long this has transpired. If it was very recent and like, oh, we haven't heard anything, but we're going on what, like 3 months now of, hey, Justin Simmons, maybe to the Eagles, maybe not. Yeah, I see Weedy Source's comments as well as I've seen some others as well. So again, I'm just saying, just potentially skeptical. It could be true. Just trying not to jump the gun, I suppose. And yeah, we've got some back and forth, I guess, of people mentioning Sirianni and his. Some people love it. Looks like some people not. Marty, what's up? It's a long time since I saw you live. Great to catch you today. Great to be here. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, we're going to be doing more, and again, like I said, more with regularity. So next week, Tuesday, will be good. Next week, Friday, recapping the first week of training camp, which will be phenomenal. Let's see. Yeah, I've seen a couple comments. Okay, Tracy Ann. This is a legit, like, I'll take that. Red Zone Productions, by the way, says, hi, Joshua. Okay, what's up? Frank from Philly's not wanting to start the coach talk, but, thankfully we're almost there. But Tracy Ann, Mekhi Becton would be a fun dark horse candidate. That, I would buy that. We're not going with the A.J. Brown, Jalen Carter earlier. But yes, you could say Mekhi Becton as a dark horse candidate. Donnie Ford, going into that question, do you think we see Mekhi Becton, I guess just in general in the preseason? Yes, absolutely. We're for sure going to see Mekhi Becton. I mean, he's got to play to possibly win out that position. If he's legit as good as what Brian Baldinger was saying, then, I mean, yeah, you better see him quite a bit. Like, he's going to have a chance to win that right guard spot. He's apparently, according to Baldy, he's the best run blocker on the team. Like, better than Landon Dickerson, better than, I mean, anyone. You name anyone on the roster. So, I don't know. He would know a lot better than I do, but there's a part of me that's kind of like, really? Is he really the best run blocker? But yeah, you certainly give him a lot of reps. Donnie asking, yeah, Jeff Stoutland gives Mekhi for sure. Reps in the preseason, reps in training camp, reps in joint practices, no doubt. I don't know if he'll get a whole lot. The question will be how many he's going to get at right guard, because I think that the hope and the goal to start out will be, hey, Tyler Steen's the guy. Like, give him the chance to solidify the job or whatever you want to call it. And then if he does not, then you start slowly moving him into right guard. But if Mekhi Becton is continuing to pick up the system very quickly and you're very confident in him at that guard position, I mean, you don't really have a whole lot to lose. So just say, all right, well, go ahead and test him out. But he will for sure, no doubt, get those reps. Jorge, what's up? Says, have you covered the Eddie Jackson signing yet? Yes, we covered that off the top, but and then it transpired into the Justin Simmons and what's gonna go there. Donnie says, yeah, got to trust Baldy. Baldy knows his stuff. He does. As I've mentioned before, and no one's perfect. No one's 100%. I certainly am not 100%. But even, the guys that are closer, the insiders and all that. Like Baldy was saying last year that Cam Jurgens would not be at the right guard position. Lane Johnson did not want to play next to Cam Jurgens. He wanted a bigger guy. Tyler Steen was he didn't say he was a lock, but he was kind of alluding to or mentioning that Tyler Steen would very likely get that position, or it would be someone else. And so, granted, we all know what happened last year. Now, was that Tyler Steen's lack of progression, not picking up the system, adjusting to the NFL speed? Granted, he had been a tackle with Bama, so I don't exactly know where that was, but Baldy was very confident in that, and it ended up being Cam Jurgens. So, again, not always correct, but it's still worthwhile if Baldy's saying that. So we'll see. That's one of the big camp battles. I know we've mentioned several, but right guard to me is very close. I would say corner. I think most everyone would agree. If you don't, I'm curious, like, what's your top positional battle? But I would say cornerback is the top. But curious if there's a different one for you. What is the top camp battle or camp positional battle that you would name for the Eagles going into it? Because we're 4 days, 5 days from camp. Yeah. No, Donnie, I totally agree. I'm saying, not that, he's been accurate. To your point, yeah, you're saying about the Mailata. For sure, he was very high on him there. But Fitness Warrior, what's up? Asking if I'm going to training camp. I am trying to make that happen. I'll just say that. I don't know for sure. If I can make it happen, we will. Trying to work the connections. If Isaiah Rodgers is able to, help out a little bit with that. But we are trying to, as best we can, maybe show up to training camp. So that is TBD at the moment. Orville, actually, good transition into this. Asking, do I think Zay will be the week 1 starter opposite of Slay? That is probably a little bit of an unfair question, maybe bias on my part, but I do, yes. I think that Isaiah Rodgers will be the starter across from, or opposite, however we want to phrase that, of Darius Slay. He brings too much to the table. He is, he's been was out of the league for a year, but there's very little rust. I think you see the ability that he has creating turnovers, granted, just within OTAs. But I would certainly go with Isaiah Rodgers at the cornerback position. Now, lots of competition, and that's great. Kelee Ringo, where that's going to go. Yes, you are congratulated. You're a mod now, so I had to add that in. I mean, obviously. Jorge, go back to the Mekhi Becton. Yeah, I want Mekhi to work out as right guard. That guy is a monster and super strong. I think that's the whole point and purpose of even Baldy's comment. Like, best run blocker, really strong, a beast in the offensive line. I mean, if you think about it, it'd be crazy because Landon Dickerson is he's a monster too. So if you look at the left side, you've got Landon Dickerson and you've got Jordan Mailata. And then in the right side, you've got Mekhi Becton and you've got Lane Johnson. And then Cam Jurgens there's your center. Like, I don't know if there's a more intimidating offensive line than just the 5 there with Philly. Even with Tyler Steen, he's 6'6", like 325. So you still have size, but it's just different dynamic with Mekhi Becton there. Tyler says receivers show made me hate the 49ers Debo. Yeah, it doesn't do him any favors, at least as far as in my eyes. I'm with you. Frank from Philly says I hate just about every team in the NFL except for the Eagles. All right, looking at some of these other camp battles too. I mentioned that, but let's see. Shiloh, I hope you got that question answered. Yeah. Oh, you did. All right, I was seeing just now, but first practice, 24th. 10 a.m. is whenever practice starts. LA Kid, honestly, I wasn't with the Simmons signing, starting to grow on me. This signing would elevate our secondary to elite if it wasn't already before Simmons. I'm not opposed to it, but again, it's one of those that just keeps on coming up, and it's been so long. I'm like, it just needs to happen, and then I'll be like, all right, hey, great. Yes, I won't be against it at all, but it's just been one of those that we've talked about so many times at this point. I kind of just need to see it before we just jump in and, more speculation, basically. I think that's where I'm at. Try not to as much as possible because we've done so much of it, and thankfully we're about to training camp. I don't know. I'm ready to start talking like actual, tangible, real things that are happening on the field, actual things with this team. So, and thankfully we're almost there. We'll just say that. Kai, I saw your comment before, but yes, getting married on a Monday was literally, I think, best available, and you save some money on the Monday. So, it's whatever it takes, right? But yeah. Eagle One, let's go. Remember for 8 months of the Let's Run It tier, 65K. Let's do this. I need my helmet. Yeah. Appreciate you guys, by the way, because we crossed the 65,000 subs last weekend. So, I mean, we're almost 9,000. We're getting close to 66,000 subs. So we're almost 9,000 away. Only 9,000 away from giving away the Isaiah Rodgers white helmet, autographed white helmet, and I'll be shipping it out, unfortunately. But it's with me for now. Who knows how long that will be, but I'm enjoying it at the moment. So we'll see. Let's as far as some of the other positional battles, Ryan Solomon says wide receiver 3. Lufia Chia says wide receiver 3. Moose Brown, wide receiver 3. Eagles Nest Cup quarterback, Pickett versus McKee. That's interesting. I don't know if McKee, I'm not opposed because McKee has some ability. I'm just curious of like how much is he going to get? A chance to beat Pickett. You made a trade like that. It would take a lot to me if that were to happen, but who knows? Maybe, out of preseason, out of everything else. We'll see. All right, let me get to some of these others because I'm trying to get to as many of these comments, but at the same time, we got some other deals here. Let's go. White Birch Acres. Welcome to Let's Run It tier. Officially a member there. Fitness Warrior, you are a real mod, but you might be a plant. Some people, some people have been saying, I haven't said it, but other people maybe. And then, heck yeah, bro, the 20 bomb. Let's go. 20 bomb super shot. It says, can't stay for the full stream tonight. Work in the morning. Can't wait to listen then. Keep up the content, Josh. I appreciate that very much. And even just for stopping by and dropping the 20 bomb. Heck yeah. And the membership. Let's go. Oh, is Dad tuning in here? It's a Friday night live stream, and I think Dad is here. Hang on, I think I missed it because I was going back through some of these comments, but hang on. Look at that. There we go. It is official. Hey, Joshua, it's Dad. Well, you've converted me. I'm an Eagles fan from now on. I love your show, and I really love these Eagles fans. Hope we can watch some games together again soon. Love you. I love you, Dad. I'm going to have to just absolutely double check and make sure that this is him and not someone who just made it, but I don't know who would have known his first name. So we're just going to absolutely make sure that this is Dad that's listening or watching here. Because this is a big moment if we've converted him to an Eagles fan, right? So everybody can celebrate this one together. I just texted just to double check and make sure. Because, you just can't be too safe for sure these days. There could be, to Fitness Warriors' comment earlier, there's some plants and there's some other accounts and everything else, but I don't think anyone would have known the first name on that. So we'll see. We're waiting on the official text confirmation, but it seems legit. I mean, just the way the text is there. But let's go. So I'll also say, and he confirmed. He said, "Yeah, okay." So, Dad, love you too. I'm glad that you've joined the right side. I mean, you've left the dark side, and you've come on over to the winning side, and then that is awesome. I don't really. The day and the night has been made. The weekend is fantastic, so we've got even more to celebrate tomorrow. But I posted it to some other people too because we had my twin brother who commented as well saying, "Hey, I'm thinking I should maybe jump ship from Green Bay and come over to the Eagles." But slowly but surely, we can get the whole family over here and do it with the Eagles. So let's go. Kai was asking, who was Dad's former team? The last one that he would have claimed would have been the Cowboys. So, but the last few years, I mean, he would probably even agree. Like, it wasn't watching a lot. Yeah, see, he said, I haven't watched NFL, but don't want to miss this season. See, as an Eagles fan, something special going on with this year's team. Tyler asking, am I a Penn State fan? No, I'm not. I mean, I guess nothing necessarily against them, but I went to Baylor, so college team wise, some people got I'm sure the college football game since it just came out. I've heard it's legit. I've not played it. I haven't even purchased it yet, but it probably will happen. But Baylor would be my squad. I mean, if we're gonna play with one, so Whitebird Shakers, let's go. The 5 memberships, I missed that, but appreciate that. Nina Alston, Orville Benton, Kai Patterson, Mad Blunt, 302. D Money. Congrats, you guys all got memberships. Ryan saying that helmet is so sick. It is ridiculous. Chris was asking if I've put the helmet on. No, I put it on the 2-year-old, but it doesn't fit me. I tried. There's only so much that helmet can actually, try to get it over my head. It just does not work. I think I would have to take out like all the padding on the inside to make that thing work. But, it worked for the 2-year-old, so we got a little video of that. Jorge, yes, don't forget to give a like. Drop a like for Dad switching over to the Eagles. It is official. John M. says, if wife drops the Packers for Philly, I would be so stoked for you, bro. No house divided. She supports, as long as it's, let's just say, she supports naturally because there's a part of her livelihood, I'm sure. But she's a very big supporter of me and the channel and everything else. But as long as it's not playing the Packers. But, that's the part where I think we're close. I really do. I mean, if we're starting to get there. Hey, I also, by the way, too, because I'm missing some of these comments, but I love you guys to death. Y'all know that. But just even some of these people realizing immediately, like, what was Dad's previous team is pretty cool. Like, I didn't even need to say it. There's lots of them in here. But my bro's name is not Jacob. Malaysia asking or guessing. That's a great. Okay, hey, this is a good one. Okay, so I got this comment here from, let's see, Tyler's saying got to get them a jersey. We do. And so Dad does not have an Eagles jersey. Andrew saying, welcome to the winning side, Pops. Okay, there you go. Jorge saying the same thing. What jersey should we buy Dad? This is a great, actually, question here. Because, like, first Eagles jersey, which one should it be? Could it be like a Jordan Davis, right? Because then you just have Davis on the back. I mean, that would be kind of a cool one. what jersey should Dad get now that he's an Eagles fan officially? Texan Eagle saying, yeah, even sweeter, the Cowgirl fan to convert. That's awesome. Luffy bringing a natty to Temple. I figured there'd be probably some of those. Tyler, no way. Your girl dropped the Packers for Philly. Okay, so we're about in the same boat. I mean, she's basically there. I think that she would... I think if push came to shove, she would be willing to go ahead and say, all right, let's just be full-blown Eagles. I don't know. Her family's pretty staunch Packers fans. Growing up in Wisconsin, understandable. Got the cheeseheads. But, yeah, Kai Patterson saying Skip Bayless will be an Eagles fan soon, too. Maybe. Not gonna lie, that was pretty exciting. That just kind of made my night. That comment, especially having Dad say that. So I missed the super chat. Let me make sure and get to this one. But Optimus Prime Ribs, let's go. Appreciate the 10. Says, look at my boy changing hearts out here. The Eagles force is with you. Yeah, Dad, go Birds. Go Birds, baby. We're doing it one heart at a time, one person at a time, just slowly but surely. See, I'm perfectly fine. I had a couple comments, I think whenever I posted about my brother saying like, oh, hey, I should jump over from the Packers maybe, or I'm thinking about it. I have no problem. Like, I understand the whole bandwagon thing or whatever, but like, I have no problem if someone just realizes and they're like, hey, you know what? This is exciting. This is cool. The team, the vibes, the energy, whatever you want to call it. And all right, jump on the bandwagon. You become an Eagles fan. I don't know. It's the way that I feel. I know some people are like, no, you got to be a staunch supporter from day one. But, you know, I mean, everybody changes eventually if you see the light. There we go. See, Levine says, okay, my own girlfriend can't talk to me. If we lose, she's a Packer fan herself. I need Eagles to win in Brazil. Yikes. Okay, well, good luck to you there. Hopefully it's all good. Fly Reese Fly says, my wife is a Cowboys fan, but I see how she roots for the Birds on Sundays. So there you go. See, there's already a little bit of something there. Maybe goes on board. All right, as far as the jerseys, too, I was asking which jersey. I figured this would be a lot of different names. Dread Pirates, Kelsey. Got an A.J. Brown, okay. The ARS bench says a Jalen Carter. That's totally understandable. A white A.J. jersey from David Moore. I can appreciate the specifics on that one. I don't have a lot of white jerseys, by the way. Again, the Lane Johnson jersey I'm giving away is a white Lane Johnson jersey signed by Lane. Let's see, another Kelsey or several Kelseys. Let's see, Hurts or AJ from LA Kid, Nolan Smith or AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts. Shake Man, definitely a Davis jersey, but let him pick the number. That could be a custom jersey with just a specific number. Elijah, get out of here, bro. With Orlando Scandrick or DeMarco Murray. Come on. Dejean, all right. Kimberly asking about the jersey giveaway. Yeah, you have to go back to the last video that I dropped. You go back to the channel, the video with Saquon in the thumbnail, and then type in Pave the Lane. So you'll have to leave this stream, obviously. Go to that one, type in Pave the Lane. You're automatically entered, and then we'll do the giveaway here in probably 30-ish minutes, something like that. Lou says Pops couldn't have picked a better time. That's true. All right, so he did text. He said, sure, would proudly wear an Isaiah Rodgers jersey. Let's go. So maybe we just do the Isaiah Rodgers jersey. I am curious, though, again, to see some of these others. Like I said, Dejean, Cunningham jersey, go old school. Bubby Brister, Art Monk, going old school. Lane Johnson, Jalen Hurts, Tracy Anderson, Nolan Smith jersey, of course. Yeah, that's also kind of a given. We just started to say, hey, sorry, Dad, you're gonna be a Nolan Smith supporter. John, in any of them, they're all winners. That's fair. Got to be Kelly Green though. Yeah, the Kelly Green is also for sure. The problem is I keep getting so many Kelly Green jerseys. I've got like 5 or 6 of them at this point. So I feel like I need to go with something else. But every time that I go to, I'm not gonna lie, every time I go to checkout, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go midnight green, maybe I'll go black jersey, maybe white jersey, and then I just see the Kelly Green. And it's just like, It's just like I can't get away from it. There you go. It's just like, oh, great. Yep. I can't help it. Got to go with the Kelee Green. So I feel you there. Mr. Tum says Jordan Davis makes the most sense. Guy says, get Sirianni jersey. Really? Weedosaurus Bradford? Like, come on. Some of these here. Jerome Brown, Eric Allen. I could see that. That'd be pretty sweet. Brian Westbrook. There's some of these old school here as well, man. That's true. B-Doc couldn't go wrong with that. Pretty sure he's aware of Brian Dawkins, but Brian Dawkins jersey, not bad. We're not going with a Giants Bradberry jersey or an Eagles one for that matter, but no Giants. Why on earth? Yeah, see, Kerry Grove says, I think it should be a lifer. Any lifer on the team. Although, to Tyler's point, Nick Foles in black, that wouldn't be bad. All right, let me start a poll here because we've got several different options. I'm going to do as many as possible, but let's see. I think I could do 4 options. So we'll go. Yeah, let's see. We'll go Jason Kelce, Jalen Carter, A.J. Brown. I can appreciate old school. Not going to lie. I can appreciate old school. But, like, the fact that he's coming on board now, I kind of think, we go with someone, even if they've been a lifer. I think Jason Kelce is kind of he's still there. He's not really, but he still kind of is. So I could go with that one. But someone that's still kind of on the team in that sense. Yeah. All right. We'll go Jason Kelce, Jalen Carter, A.J. Brown, and gosh, there's too many options here. All right. We're going to go with, let me just go with these 4, and then I'm going to take the winner from these, and then we'll do one more. Because there's too many. I'm seeing all these comments, and I appreciate it. There's just so many to LA Kid sign BG, make the call, Josh. Maybe I could send an email, shoot a text or whatever, and ask if he does not. Nate, yes, of course. My dad will obviously get to vote. I'm just curious because what would everyone say? This does feel like, it's probably going to be. Ryan said, I still voted Kelce. That's what it felt like. So whenever I ask, I say, okay, who's it going to be? Seems like Kelce is the automatic to win. I would be surprised if it's anybody else, but we'll throw out one more poll after this and then see. Not your average collector, says David Akers. Yeah, I'll put Jordan Davis as an option too, but while we're doing that, let me get to the super chat too, because I don't want to miss all of them. But Warp, I think I said that correctly, but appreciate the 5, says, how many corners do we keep on the 53 and who do we keep? I say 6. Yeah, I think for sure 6, and I go back and forth on maybe a 7th. I could see 7 because Howie's talked about in the past, the lack of the depth that they had, guys not actually staying there, or I guess with the health in general. Do you keep those 7? I could see it certainly from the slot perspective, and then also Vontae Maddox. We hope that he stays healthy, but we've had some injury concerns. So if you do that, I think it's as of today, I lean towards 7. If you're going to keep 7, because 6 just feels impossible with some of the guys. It's like, man, you're going to lose out on several, or you trade them. We've talked about that before. You trade and use them for maybe another wide receiver that you bring in. Houston is the immediate one that I think about. But yeah, if you're going to keep those, obviously Slay is there. Isaiah Rodgers is there. Kelee Ringo is also, so he's a third. You're going to have Avonte Maddox. You're going to have, let's see, let me look at the full depth chart, because I think that whenever I keep going on it, the 7 is usually leaving off like either Tyler Hall. Eli Ricks is obviously kind of the given here. At least feels that way. Obviously the 2 rookies, because at that point you're already up to what, like 5 or 6, but we'll share the screen just to double check and show everybody else. And then I'm going to get to some of the others reposting that poll, because it looked like Kelsey's naturally, understandably, kind of running away with that poll. But yeah, so if you're at 6, this is where I don't feel like it could be 6. Or it let me just rephrase. It could be 6. It just seems like, man, the depth that you have, it's almost like you have to have 7, because you've got Slay as 1, Isaiah Rodgers is 2, Avonte Maddox, if you want to stay as far as the starters, 3, and then, like I said, the rooks with Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, that's 5 already. And then Kelee Ringo, for sure. I mean, that's 6. Like, those are guaranteed. I don't know how you argue those 6 don't make the roster. Like, those are automatic guys making the roster. And so, do you just say, well, Eli Ricks is gone, Josh Jobe is gone, Zach McPherson, James Bradberry. Like, I think that some of them, yes, we're going to say for sure, but Perry Nickerson, Sean Stevens, Mario Goodrich, Tyler Hall, like, there's lots of guys there, but I think it comes down to, like, Tyler Hall, does he make it? You keep another slot corner. Maybe Eli Ricks, if they really feel strongly. I know Josh Jobe was positive in special teams, if you need a guy on that side. Zach McPherson, I'm not trying to write anyone off. He's got potential. There's maybe a way of, making the roster, but you can't deny it's difficult. I lean towards Tyler Hall just because of when he was signed and the fact that he is, in the past, you might say, hey, this dude's been on the Eagles, right? Like, he has experience on the team, so he's got a leg up on the competition. To me, it's a little bit of the reverse to that, because this guy is a guy that Fangio obviously wanted enough for the Eagles to go out and sign, and he was signed rather quickly whenever he became available. So, at least on my side, I mean, I'm interpreting that of, okay, Fangio likes him enough to, hope that he makes a roster spot or has some potential. I don't know. Either way, though, like we've said, you're going to have guys that immediately, when they get cut, they're going to get claimed on waivers. They're not making it to the practice squad. So that's where I go. I go back and forth, but I would say 7 as of today, and Tyler Hall is that 7th option. So you got your 6 automatics. You got Darius Slay, Isaiah Rodgers, Avonte Maddox, Cooper DeJean, Quinyon Mitchell, Kelee Ringo. Those 6 are guaranteed. And then your 7th one, I would say you keep him in Tyler Hall. We'll see. Donnie says, yep, I think Hall for practice squad. Let's see. Rick Stevenson might stay on the practice squad. It's if they clear, or if they Sean Stevens or Tyler Hall, maybe potentially. There's just so many options. Again, it's a great problem to have. It's crazy that we're saying that for this group. But appreciate the super chat. Let's see. Also, as far as I think we're going back to the jerseys, but Jersey-born Philly fan said Gabe Hall or Nolan Smith. I like those. Y'all know, big fan of Gabe Hall. Got drafted. Congratulations to him, by the way. He got drafted. Not in the NFL draft, but he got drafted in the UFL draft, which I had some comments and questions about that and how does that work. But he's eligible because he was not drafted in the NFL draft, so any of those players can be drafted by the UFL. And therefore, Wade Phillips, head coach of the San Antonio Brahmas, felt like Gabe Hall had enough game that he wanted to draft him as a first-round pick. For those maybe not as closely following or aware, the San Antonio Brahmas made it to the championship game. They won their, this is going to, I know a little bit, not a lot, but they won their, conference, division, whatever their side was. They won that. They made it to the championship game and then lost to Birmingham. So, but still, solid. Wade Phillips, NFL experience. He knows talent. I've been hyped up on Gabe Hall. I think that there's a lot of potential there. And like I also mentioned too, is like, hey, that's not a concern of just saying, oh, well, Gabe Hall's going to the UFL. He's got the option and potential, but if the NFL, I mean, they get the first dibs. So I was like, well, if he doesn't make the roster and I think at that point he would get the option. I could be fuzzy on the details, but I think he would get the option of, does he want practice squad or does he want to go and play and, make a name for himself and then be able to get signed to like a roster spot. But I ultimately think they'll make the roster. Kramer, what's up? Says, hello, happy Friday. And as always, I'm late. You're good. You were a moderator because I gave you the moderation, I suppose. Loyal supporter, and the channel was giving out moderations. So, moderations. I don't know how we'd phrase that, but yeah. Congratulations, you got one. Let's see. There's another super chat I missed. TC, appreciate the 2. Says, do you give away lineman size jerseys? My Lotus size. Yeah, I mean, whoever wins the jersey, I automatically will let you pick the size of the jersey. Now, just the caveat on that, this Lane Johnson jersey, there's no changing it. It's already been autographed, so there's not going to be a like, hey, it's going to guarantee fit you. But yeah, when we do the giveaways of like, hey, we're going to give away a Saquon jersey. If you win, whatever size you need, sure, we can do that. We've done it in the past. Matt C. I love some of the spamming on here. Namdi, Vince Young jersey. Oh, man. Thought that those were going to be really good. Texan Eagle, Gabe Hall should make this team over Marlon T, in my opinion. See, that's where I'm at. Nothing against Marlon. But Ryan says, every time I see Namdi's name, I feel sick. Oh, my gosh. Condor, let's run it. Let's go, man. Let's see. It was interesting, and I'm just going to very briefly bring this up because I don't really want to get stuck on this one for too long. But if you watched or saw the Athletic podcast with Diana Rossini talking about Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, their relationship, also kind of saying that it's a work in progress between Nick Sirianni and between Jalen Hurts. There's the little headline there, and then kind of goes into an article, but also there was a, let's see, I can pull up I'm not going to play the clip, but it was out there. It's just interesting because I don't know if this is just one of those that like, okay, they finally got a chance to record on this, or they're, talking about it finally, or what the case is. But it's like, okay, we've been talking about this for quite a long time now, but Diana Rossini just mentioning, what's going on with Eagles head coach Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts, and saying last year was all Sirianni, which we've known for a while, all Sirianni, his offense, but that Jalen Hurts and him working on that relationship, basically every win felt like a grind. It was tough. Even getting to 10 wins, it was like, man, this is, I don't know, more difficult, or just trying to get through it. But like we all saw that. Like it was very much like last second, eke it out, barely winning games that you should be blowing teams out or just running away with it. But for some reason this is coming out now, and we've been talking about it for 3 months, and there's always something of criticism and everything else. So I don't know. Timing, I can appreciate, like, hey, you want to try to share something extra scoop or insider, stuff like that. Diana Rossini does great work. I'm not saying that, but just to this point, like, I'm not going to stay here and talk about it for forever. Because as we've said, like, they're moving beyond that. This team is positive. They got good vibes. This is a different season. But for what it's worth, if you did not see that, I just at least wanted to bring it up. You can go and check it out. You can listen to it more if you want to. That's probably more than what I was going to say. But I guess the one main point to that, if there was any question, if there was any doubt of whose offense it was, Diana Rossini was saying that it was for sure Nick Sirianni. Everything we saw, all the offense, all the success, all the failure, was Nick Sirianni. So I don't think that we were doubting that, though. if we're being honest. Let's see here. We've got another one I wanted to share also because this is more of the positive. Here we go. This, as much negative as we've been, people have been saying or talking about the Eagles, or Jalen Hurts, I should say. Jalen Hurts not being ranked in the top 10 of NFL insiders for quarterbacks and all this other stuff. This is the positive. Like, this is the Jalen Hurts. If you want to doubt his character, you want to doubt his leadership, you want to doubt anything else, this is Jalen. Training with his brother, Dallas Goedert, Johnny Wilson, also Anaya Smith, and I believe Parris Campbell is another one there. But taking time to put in extra work with the new guys, with some new guys in the offense, and I'm sure probably going over some plays, going over routes, getting timing down, everything else. Like, that's the Jalen that we know. Being the leader, being focused. I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. Yes, we need to hopefully see him utilize his legs a little bit more, but also Kellen Moore is going to be putting him in the right spot. So I've talked and done a number of videos about that. That is, to me, the more, worthwhile comments and newsworthy things about Jalen Hurts that we should be making. But again, there's always somebody that's got to talk about something. So yes, to John's point, it felt like a week 10-1, and it was certainly a week 10-1. That's why, to everybody else, I think we are all in agreement of this. When we finally started losing a couple games, I wasn't totally shocked. I'll be honest, because I think we all saw, cool, we're 10-1, but this thing is being held together by duct tape. This is very quickly going to fall apart if we don't get things figured out. And so, as bad as the San Francisco beatdown was, it really wasn't as shocking to me. I was kind of going yeah, this is the collision course. This is the course that we were headed on. And, my hope was that was the wake-up call. It's all right, hey, look, this is the quality of team that we have right now. We've kind of gotten lucky. We've gotten fortunate. We've played just enough. We've done just enough and gotten a few breaks. But, you're all right, maybe this will change things. And then we did not see that because it just kept going downhill and worse from that point. But it's a new season. Like I say, we got the right coordinators in place, to which even Sirianni said very recently, he's I've given the offense to Kellen Moore. He was very straightforward about that. I've given the offense to Kellen Moore, and naturally the defense is with Vic Fangio. So, like we've also said, if it was him being told by Jeffrey Lurie to do this, or if it was him just naturally volunteering it, whatever the case may be, great, thanks. That's fantastic. You be the head coach, 30,000-foot view. Let the guys as the coordinators do it because they are the experts, and back off. They're going to be fine. So I'm confident in it. We do need to see changes. How quickly will we see the coordinators make an impact? Is there some growing pains? Who knows? But it should certainly be better than last season. So it looks like Jason Kelsey, 51% on that poll. I'm going to go ahead and end that one for the jersey. And then Kramer, there you go. Member for 2 months. Let's run it. Let's get Josh to 75,000 subscribers. Let's run it. I appreciate that. Let's see. Let me make sure and get to some of these others too. Tracy, that's also a fair point. I think winning will solve whatever is wrong, in quotes, wrong with their relationship. Fair. Winning does solve quite a bit. Andrew, what's up? Yes, for sure. John saying Hurts is definitely a team guy. Quiet leadership is still a leadership. Action over words. He's like that quiet strength. You don't really hear it. It's not as boisterous, but yes, he is absolutely there in terms of leadership. If you want to say as someone else, leadership, but also very vocal, then AJ Brown. But there's, again, different types of leaderships, and I don't think that many people are lacking in terms of they don't respect Jalen or they don't really care what he has to say. He speaks quite a bit within the team huddles and right before game, getting everybody hyped up. So, he's just different. But that's perfectly fine. Weeda source, I do agree. Yes, we need to see Jalen stay in the pocket more, sense pressure and slide. I think we will though. But I'm with you. Yes, there was too many times, and especially the later we got in the season, that it was take a snap and immediately starting to get out of breaking out of the pocket. But he didn't have the confidence either. And so it's like, man, if you're, I can only imagine, but if you're like, hey, here's the game plan, here's the plays we're running with, and then especially after we got past the scripted point, it was terrible. The lack of confidence alone to just be like, all right, well, we don't have the right play calls. I'm not really trusting it. We don't have the right guys. They're seeing what I'm seeing or what should be seen from coordinators. So it didn't help by any means. Astero Design said, yeah, agree. It looked so bad. The playbook was clearly trash. It was, as Anthony DeBona has said many times, it was basically like the recent plays in Madden. You're just like, hey, there you go. There's our 3 plays that we go with. Let's just go ahead and continue calling them. And everybody knew it. It's every single time. Let's see. Quamir Jackson. I hope I said your name correctly, but how did I become an Eagles fan? I've mentioned it a couple times, but the very short story on that was that about, what was it, 8 years? Maybe a little bit older. Something like 7 or 8, somewhere around there. Pickle juice game. As we talked about before here, but Dad becoming an Eagles fan now today, which was great. But all we got was local channels watching the Cowboys games. So, it's kind of like, my dad's saying that the Cowboys are this great team. My grandpa was even more, I guess, so of the like pushing it and say, hey, well, the Cowboys and all this other stuff. But, the Eagles always killed them. They just dominated. And so pickle juice game was what absolutely did. I was like, you know what? I don't have to be a fan of the Cowboys just because everybody else is. I'm an Eagles fan. And so at that point, jump ship, made the right decision, and then, just vested interest ever since. So about 7 or 8 years old. And there you go. Again, short version of that story, but not much for the rest of the family, though. I think it was kind of a shock, especially to my grandpa whenever he figured that out. But Hunter saying Jalen's going to step it up and impress this season. I agree. Orville, prediction for passing yards and touchdowns. I'm thinking 4,800 yards and 40 TDs. Wow, that is big time. I love the optimism. I'm not at that level. I mean, I do believe in Jalen Hurts, but I still am going towards, you got Saquon Barkley with running game and, yardage wise, like that's a lot. I would say I'm closer towards like 4,000, 4,100 yards, somewhere like that for passing yards. And then total touchdowns, I would say 40. I'm thinking like 32-ish maybe passing. And then we'll give him like another 8 between the brotherly shove and if he runs another 1 or 2 in or whatever. I'm about 40 in total. But again, I mean, from the passing numbers, I don't mind that. I like the optimism. John, I'm sorry about that. Have you over there shaking your head, play calling last year? I know. I try not to revisit it, but every once in a while there's a comment or there's something that comes up, and that's the blessing as well, because as soon as we go back and say like, all right, hey, we're into training camp will, I think, mostly put it to bed, but I think that once we get into like preseason, for sure once we get to the regular season, but once we get into preseason, then we can just say like, great, you know what? Last year, just move it, like forget about it. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have to discuss because there's everything in front of us, and it won't be coming back up. So let's see. Davey, I think I missed your comment earlier, but said, Josh, what are your expectations for Kelee Ringo? Was he a good pick for us? Yes, he absolutely was a good pick. I mean, so far, and I'm being patient about everybody because even to the same light of Nolan Smith, but people going, the few, I'm not saying it's the majority, but the few saying that Nolan Smith was a bust and he's not good. He's not, he doesn't have enough size. He doesn't have enough strength, whatever you want to call it. Give him some time. He's going to develop. He's going to be good. Kelee Ringo is I guess, more progressed or further along than I think most people expected, or certainly surprised people at OTAs going like, hey, this dude may compete for a starting job opposite of Slay. So, yes, he is absolutely a good pick. And we talk about the age factor, but he's one of the youngest players on the team still, and he was drafted just, basically a year early. So he got an extra year of NFL experience, but age-wise, he's one of the youngest on the team. And so, the case that had been made before is like, hey, well, if Kelee Ringo, after a year of NFL experience, then was NFL draft worthy, like how high would he have gone? He would have certainly gone a lot earlier than he was in last year's draft or 2 years ago draft, however we want to phrase that one. But yes, I think he's good. He looks more fluid based on reports. He's tracking very well. A.J. Brown has mentioned it even last year during the season. He mentioned like, hey, he's got all pro potential. He gives me fits in practice occasionally. And he doubled down on that recently within minicamp. So again, like if A.J. Brown is saying, hey, this guy's one of the better corners, he's challenging me, then that's pretty much all you need to say. I mean, it's good enough for me. But yeah, definitely confident with that. Nate, that's fair. Yeah, talking about Jalen, didn't seem to have a lot of fun last year. Yeah, that's true. I think everyone was dreading a lot of parts of it, but Nina, thank you. I just saw your comment too. Smart guy you are, Josh, making that switch. I saw the light. And went ahead and just said, you know what? Why am I? Why am I trying to stick it out here? Let's go ahead and be a Eagles fan. There we go. We're getting several comments of where people are from within the chat. Jamar, the cuz is here. Can't believe I'm late. Did I miss the giveaway? You did not, as everyone is already telling you now. But no, you did not. That's true. Eagles Nation from all around the world. CMV Eagles from Belgium, but representing from Toronto. There you go. Heck yeah. Yes, I guess that's a good point, Nate. That's fair. If we lose the opener, people are waiting for it. Let's just say it. People are waiting as soon as there's any negatives to bring up. I mean, it will be pretty quickly. So you're probably right. If we lost the opener, then it's going to go, oh gosh, like if the offense scores, 14 points, 17 points, then it's like, well, hang on. Is Kellen Moore the answer? Is Jalen Hurts struggling? Is he not a great quarterback? So, yeah, there's something there. And the defense, if the defense gives up a lot of points and can't stop Green Bay or what, yeah, it'll probably get brought up. But, that's also the nature of the beast being like an Eagles fan and with the Eagles team in general, because there's so much hype around the media and the national media. They love to criticize too, but they know that it brings in ratings because they're like, oh, hey, we're just going to go ahead and it's either way. Like if you hype them up or if you go ahead and criticize or you get the perfect balance between the two, they're doing it for the ratings. But yeah, I mean, it's very quickly like, all right, microscope on Philly because it's one of the, if not the best organizations. But yeah, they'll talk about it a lot. So that's a fair point. It's not like it's completely gone, but it'll be completely gone in the rearview mirror if we, start out more positive and get into the bye week, let's say 4-1, 5-0, whatever it is. And then you can have a slip up or a loss, and I don't think that it comes up as quickly. But yeah, that's true. The first one might. But I like the positivity. John says we're not going to lose the opener. I agree. Kramer. We just talked about this earlier. Josh says Josh loses either way. Angry wife if Green Bay loses. Yeah, but we know we're she's coming around, so we might be by that time to the point where she, I don't know if she fully will convert over to the Eagles fandom, but I think we might be okay. Tristan, yeah, we could beat Green Bay 7-0 and all that would happen is the media telling us we can't score. Yeah, that's true. The crazy one. That's a good comment there. Josh, did you see that Jalen Carter has the same get off as Aaron Donald? I did. 0.8 seconds. There's been lots of connections or comparisons. Aaron Donald, the natural similarities there. He's got to prove it, obviously. Like there's a long way to go. But I mean, if anybody has the tools and the ability, it's Jalen Carter. Like he hit the rookie wall. You saw it. He wasn't put in the best spots. I mean, I think everyone understands just everyone in the defense was all out of sorts for most of the year. But like his rookie season and how you saw, like he's just not blockable one-on-one. It doesn't matter who basically was matched up with him. Very rarely can you say, hey, well, just go ahead and match him up one-on-one. There's a lot of help that was given his way, double teams, frustrating him at times. But overall, like you give him one-on-one opportunities and the secondary being able to cover a lot better. I don't know where this season's going, but, we talked about previously, you take the flyer on the defensive player of the year, sack total number, take the over on that. It's not the worst bet. Dylan St. Josh could be sleeping on the couch depending on the outcome of week 1. Don't give her any ideas. She watches these live streams sometimes, even if it's delayed. Don't be giving her any ideas. Although if you guys see me after week 1 and we've won, but I'm looking a little tired, then you know what happened. So Tyler, you converted. Okay, so you did it. I just gotta follow suit there. Oh, Kai, get her a Donna Kelsey jersey at Eagles Packers. Yeah, but see, I just gotta make this thing like fully 100%. We gotta make it happen. You want the lab to make an appearance? I don't know that we want that. He's wild. He's a crazy guy. I love him to death, but probably not. I had to hide that helmet from him too because he was going to eat that. Speaking of Jalen Carter, though, again, similarities, comparisons to Aaron Donald. The other, because again, Aaron Donald, first ballot Hall of Famer, automatic, very easy. That's going to happen. Jalen Carter has that potential. But speaking of the Hall of Fame, it was interesting because Saquon Barkley said very recently as well, because he's been getting all the hate for this Hard Knock stuff, which it's really insightful, and I'm loving watching it. And we talked about it, Thomas and I did on Wednesday. It's great to get the behind the scenes like that, but at the same time, if I'm a fan of the Giants and I'm watching my GM like Joe Shane and saying like, what on earth is going on? And it doesn't paint him in the best light, but it's just like, okay, which clips, which footage are they choosing to use? Because obviously they can't use all of it. They've got a ridiculous amount they got to go through and make episodes out of. But I just don't know that, you're like, I don't know how you come away from that and say like, oh yeah, like we're in good hands, or man, we could kind of trust this guy, or he's making the best deals, or I don't know. Outsider looking at it, I love it because again, it gives you that extra access, but they ruined it with Saquon Barkley. It was terrible for them, great for us. But speaking of, it's the fact that he's got a chance to do something special with the Eagles. The fact that he should be our new giant killer. That'll be exciting. I'm curious to see how he plays, especially against New York. But he said he wanted to make the Hall of Fame, like he said very recently. And 27 years old, it's difficult, I think, as most people already know, but it's difficult to expect that out of anybody. But, you reach that mark. And as Joe Shane even said in Hard Knocks, the analytics say that, a guy's going to fall off there. That's about the area. It's not impossible. We've seen running backs that have been able to prolong their careers, even get better with age for a short time. But I like the fact that he's got the extra motivation. So I'll say that. The fact that he is still like, hey, I want to make the Hall of Fame, that's a big goal of mine. I think it's reachable. But he's just going to put in the work. I mean, hey, you put him with this offensive line that he's never had in his career, and maybe It's possible. But I am excited because, again, you have all those weapons, and it's just going to make his life easier. So we'll see. I think usage-wise, being Offensive Player of the Year, anything like that is not as doable. But Pro Bowl, I think that should be fairly realistic. Or I would say very realistic. And then even All-Pro, that should be fairly realistic. CMV Eagles, yes. My brother is going to... he's going to hop on the stream before the Green Bay game. So, again, my twin brother, Packers fan, we'll get him on. I don't know if he'll be over for the game, but he'll at least hop on. We'll say that. We'll see. Fanny says, hey, Josh, do we have any surprise guests tonight? Not tonight, at least that I'm aware of. I've not been texted from anyone else, so no surprising guest tonight. Although there was kind of one with Dad. Dad hopped on in the chat, I should say, earlier. So there was that. As there you go. See, I didn't see that, but Frank from Philly saying that Dad did hop on. Let's go. Emily, what's up? Appreciate the tints. Hey, Josh, I miss hanging with y'all in the chat. Just popping to say hi to y'all real quick. Heading to my B-Day camping trip, but I'll still be thinking about the birds. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Emily. Everybody in the chat, wish Emily a happy birthday. Hopefully you have a blast camping. Have an awesome time there. And who knows, maybe you win the Lane Johnson jersey. We probably need to do that spin on the randomized spinner here in a second. So just for anybody else, but there you go. Got all the wishes for the happy birthday. I'm upset too, Emily, by the way, if you're still hanging out for a second. I'm upset that we didn't get to connect for because I know I said, I was like, oh, I'm probably not going to make it to the Smitty softball game, and then last second it's like, oh, hey, there's extra invite and everything else, but next time, hopefully we can make that happen. So want to meet up with as many people as possible too. I know I've mentioned that before, but as soon as we know officially dates of actually going to some games, maybe some other events, things like that, we should maybe try to have a get together, because that would be pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Let's see. Dread Pirate Roberts. So what do you guys think our biggest weakness is? It's a good question. I think Ryan answered that one saying pass rush. Anybody else? Biggest weakness? Oh, I forgot this comment earlier from Tracy Ann was saying the whole time I was watching Hard Knocks, all I could think was Howie Roseman would never. It's so true, because you watch it in that lens because you know your GM and you compare it to the other team's GM. But absolutely, yes. It's like, are you kidding me? Like the conversations that are had, the interaction with players, the respect or the lack of respect for players, and just like so cringeworthy. You know, I'm like, man, I'm so glad that it's not there. But yeah, we just saw Frank Gore breaking the norm as far as the running backs. That's true. Kai, appreciate the twos. Is this for the lab? Donate if you want to see him. Oh my gosh. It'd be a hassle, because he's just again, he's so wild. He's outside right now because he's trying to keep it quiet for the stream, but he's so wild, and it's not impossible, but it's just maybe. I'm not saying never. I don't know. I love all the happy birthday wishes though. That's pretty cool. Heck yeah. Emily, have a fantastic weekend. Also, an interesting comment too. NZ Philly fan said, if Barkley balls out for this contract with a Hall of Fame in mind, would Barkley take a cheap deal to get closer to his goal? I don't know. Depends on what his numbers are, quite honestly. Like if he's still at the top of his game, then I think that he would just be like, no, I'm putting up crazy numbers. Like, you got to pay me like that. If he's starting to decline, but able to capitalize on the offensive line, then maybe you get it at a discount. Yes, questions for the jersey giveaway. We're going to do that in a second. But the link is... Hang on, let me see. I can just probably share that. It is the other video, but just go here. There, I'll pin the message, so it's up there as well. But I just commented it, so that's the link to. It's going to take you to different video as always. But if you go to that one and then type in "pave the lane," then you're automatically entered. And we'll spin it here in, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, something like that. Just give it a last second for anybody to enter, and then we'll go ahead and do that. Let's see, linebacker, biggest weakness. LA Kid saying linebacker. Let's see, do we have any others? Tristan saying linebacker, but they'll be fine if the defensive line can step up. That's fair. The 6-month-old is a little bit upset at the moment, so maybe you guys can see that or hear that in the background. But she's probably getting close to bedtime there. Yeah, no, we're if Philly's not doing Hard Knocks though. See that's the benefit. We don't want Hard Knocks either. They're not going to do that. Guy with another 2 for the lab. Really wanting to see Dunk is our chocolate lab. He's really wanting to see Dunk. For those wondering too, we've got a mini dachshund, so his name's Donut, so we got Dunkin' Donut. That was my wife's creativity, but those are the 2 very comical pups that we have. There you go. See, there's Lane Johnson. I love the emojis. Pave the lane emoji. Brad Parsons says pave the lane is the man. Tracy, that's a good point. Yep, don't think it'll be a huge issue, but I do wonder about tight end after Goddard. It's a huge drop off. Hopefully he stays healthy. Yes, because to your point, it's as soon as he goes out, then we've seen that basically it was like, all right, Jalen's not throwing to Stoll, or he's not throwing to, I guess, a little bit to Calcaterra, but there's definitely not near as much of the confidence level in some of the others. So, DeAndre Solomon, I need that Eagles thing. I don't know what that was. That Eagles thing in the back for my man cave link. Okay, it happens every stream. It is down in the description. And it's got a little fire emoji and it says link to the neon sign. It's not a thing, an Eagles sign. But just fair warning, it's very expensive. It's like 2 or 3 times as much as it used to be whenever I purchased it. But the link is there. So best of luck to you if you're wanting to get that. Weedosaurus. I appreciate that some of y'all like the names as far as the pups. They're a mess. They're crazy. Shake Man, we need some Dallas Sucks emojis. That's a good point. Maybe I'll try to work on some of those. I've got several others, but but it only allows you, let's just say this, it only allows you to do so many at a time. And so every once in a while, it's like, oh, you got an extra spot. Yes, I know that Stoll is gone, by the way. I'm seeing Tracy's comment. I'm just saying previously for who he threw to last season. But as far as, just the emojis themselves, you can only do so many. So I think I've got an open spot for like 1 or 2, but then that's where I've been like, all right, do I need to make like a Saquon one? I need to make like a Isaiah Rodgers emoji. There's a couple different ideas, but a Dallas, yeah, I think that's probably, because it would certainly get used quite a bit. So that's not a bad idea. Let's see. As Frank said, yes, that sign, $487 sign. It's crazy expensive. Yeah, for some reason they love to put it that much. John M. say, I'm going to get the sign for the Friday hangout. It will happen. And I'm also I'll do another giveaway at some point, but Jamar, make a Josh Davis emoji. No, we don't. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants the Josh Davis emoji. The closest thing that I've got to any sort of like, I don't know, brand thing. We talked about this last time, but the shirts are very close to being released. So we'll have some merchandise. The Let's Run It shirts, kind of teased those last week, but yeah, that's where we're at so far. All right, let's see. I'm going to get this giveaway set up here in a second, so we can do that for the Lane Johnson one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm seeing the white helmet. That's the other part too. I have the white helmet option for. Well, it's not the only. It's not just all white, but partially white for members of the channel. So you've got that next to the name, but maybe I do. Maybe I need to go ahead and make that as like an actual. An actual emoji. All right. Let's see. Let's get this set up here. Lane Johnson signed jersey giveaway. Also got a picture of it too. There you go. There's the jersey. There it is. So whoever wins, that is the jersey you will get. Obviously, as always, you'll have to contact and everything else, but it's the white Lane Johnson Eagles jersey, autographed, official. So let me make sure and get the spinner active. Okay, get in the comments. Let's see. Yes, it does have a certificate of authenticity, by the way. So, because I got it from someone else. If I'd gotten it officially, I would just take a picture. And we are working on a Lane Johnson interview. So if and when that does happen, we've reached out to his team. I gather that we're so close to training camp, it may be hard to make an interview actually happen. But at the moment, that's what we're working with. So, all right, got the comments ready. Looks like there's 769 comments from Pave the Lane. So you got a chance for those that entered. You got a chance at it. And yes, for the Let's Run It shirts and hats and everything else. John said subliminal messaging for the play calling. I like that. We'll probably, my hope is next week would have them released. And so we'll give away, I'll be giving away several of those. So rest assured, don't worry about that. There'll be several of those that we'll give away. But yes, this is for Lane Johnson autographed jersey. Let me share the screen. Good luck to everybody. And here we go. Who will it be? Lane Johnson autographed jersey. It is Jeffrey Peripchuk. I believe that's how I say the name. Hopefully I didn't butcher that, but Jeffrey Peripchuk. I did not see Jeffrey tonight on the stream. So hopefully, Jeffrey, you see this. I will post it in the community page. I'll share it on a video as well. But as always, you'll have 1 week to claim the Lane Johnson jersey. Congratulations to you. I'm sure a lot of people, including Donnie's, going to say that this thing is rigged. It is not. It is completely fair and unbiased. But you're the one of 769 that won that. Just let me know. Just comment the Philly Special. I'm sorry, email me, thephillyspecialshow@gmail.com. I will, again, like I said, post in the community page and also share on the next video. But congrats to you. Lane Johnson autographed jersey coming your way as long as you claim it. So there you go. Lions Pride saying I never won these. I know lots of people are saying that as well. I'm doing as many giveaways as I basically can. As many as possible. A variety too, because I know that everybody said different things. Fanny, I know that you need to win I think the Fletcher Cox jersey was what you were talking about. We are going to try to do as many different versions of giveaways and autograph stuff and memorabilia and ticket giveaways for members during the season. So members of the channel. Kai, I'm sorry, I probably missed yours in all the hoopla. Let me get to your super chat. Let's see, where's the other? Oh, another one. Oh my gosh. Make a dunk emoji. I mean, it's basically, I should just make like a chocolate lab face or something. He would honestly be like the equivalent of like that goofy emoji face, like with the tongue hanging out and everything else. You just turn that into a chocolate lab. Like that's literally dunk, but I appreciate the two. We may get him on at some point. It's just, he's love him to death, but he's a mess. Let's see. I'm looking here. Lots of people saying congrats to Jeffrey. Congrats. Lucky. Morgan, I can appreciate the honesty, saying hopefully you don't see this, Jeff. It has happened before, and again, I will say it that if you do not, if he does not claim it, then we'll give it away to someone on a live stream. So everyone during the live stream has a lot better chance. But Frank from Philly has called it before it happened, but maybe you win the ticket giveaways because you're the member, and especially the longevity of being a member, you have as many more entries, I suppose, than most everybody else. Because the longer you're a member, the longer you have and the more entries that you get for the ticket giveaways. So, it'll be all fine and good, right? Like if you don't win these, but you win tickets this season, I'd call that a win. Keisha said the same thing. I know, as many as possible. We'll give him a week, though. CMV says, I can't wait for Tuesday Live where I'll get another shot at claiming it. We'll give him till Friday. I usually always do a week. You got till Friday to do that. If not. Nat saying, how about winner must claim live? I've done some of those in the past, but again, to try to give as many as possible because some people cannot. Then, you'll have that there. Someone saying on giveaways, does caps or punctuation affect getting in? It does not, as long as you typed in the word that, or the word or the phrase or whatever that I have. So as long as it was a pave the lane, then you can do all caps. You could do exclamation points, commas, whatever. Like it just has to be pave the lane in there at some point. Like I've had someone who typed in like 3 or 4 sentences, but said pave the lane in it also in one. So you just have to have that phrase. I appreciate it. Some people here, some people not as happy either. Let's see. Orville, appreciate you hanging out. Nat saying, Frank, I'm tired of losing two. I know. Yes, we'll do one. Carla, thank you. Thank you. Oh, Lion's Pride. Okay, you already found his comment and message him. There you go. I usually do that after the stream, but I appreciate you beating me to it. Joe Latour, let's go. You took your son to A.J. Brown's youth football camp. How was that? That'd be fun. Dennis Designs say, hey, Josh, we play monster running backs in the first couple of games. We do. That is definitely going to be a test for the defense, especially the run defense with those running backs like you're talking about. So I'm interested to see Dejean. See him against this defense. Should be good. Josh Jacobs. Let's see. Kramer, will I do a Monday stream? If so, it'll be a Kramer B-Day stream. Probably not. It's usually going to be for me just because it's easier to set up and have consistency. I know that I've missed a decent amount, but it's like, okay, there's not as much to talk about, not as much going on. It'd probably be Tuesday. Fitness says, yep, these paved lanes are rigged. But no, probably Tuesday and then Friday. But if your birthday's on Monday, then, happy early birthday to you. And then, I'll get to say, I guess, another happy belated birthday to you on Tuesday. Hopefully you got some exciting plans, right? If your birthday's on Monday, you got any plans going? Or are you celebrating this weekend? That's probably what I would do. Celebrate, why not celebrate a little bit early? Let's see. Lar Powell, let's go. Member for 8 months of the Hungry Dogs tier. Have you figured out if you're going to a home game this year? If so, we need a subscriber get together before the game. Yes, absolutely. I will post it and share once I know officially. I will be going to a home game for sure, without a doubt. I'm also like 99% sure going to the Dallas game in Dallas since it's, very close, easy to get to. But as far as a home game in Philly, will be at least at one. Debating. I've talked about the Jacksonville game maybe. It would be really cool to get to go to the Dallas game in Philly. I don't know. Just looking over schedules and timing and everything else. So I'm not 100% sure yet. And it might be a play it by ear as the season's going along. But yes, without a doubt, I can 100% say I will be at one game, at least one home game. But getting a get-together would be pretty legit. And also, I'll just go ahead and say this now. If the Eagles make the playoffs, I will do a playoff ticket giveaway. So one member will have a chance at playoff tickets. So, and it'll be two because I always give away, who wants to go by themselves. I mean, you could take me, I guess, if you want, but, I'm sure you have someone else that you'd rather go with. So we'll give away 2 playoff tickets if the Eagles make the playoffs to any members of the channel, and you'll have a chance. Kai, I appreciate the 2 as well. Says, some only here for free stuff. Glad when they don't win. That's all right. There are some of those, but, hopefully the vast majority, I think it is. I mean, judging from the comments and everyone else too, but. CMV Eagles. See, you just said exactly what we're talking about. Look at it this way. I may not win this giveaway, but I might win the playoff ticket giveaway. And that would be all worth it. Weedosaurus, I should do a stream or vid where I go through week by week matchups. I think I will, but I'll probably do it a little bit early or a little bit later once it's closer to that. So, and hey, Emily's birthday is on Tuesday. Okay, so happy early birthday, but celebrating all week and then, this weekend, the camping trip and everything there. Heck yeah, that's the way to do it. That is absolutely the way to do it. Carla, if we do a get-together in Dallas. Okay, yes, that's what I'm working on. I think I've got a couple options for potential tailgates, too. So for sure we'll go, or I should say 99% sure, going to that game. So I'll also let you know officially. But yes, if we do a get-together, that'll certainly happen. Kramer, you're golfing tomorrow. Man, I wish I could be there. I think most people know because we talked about it a couple times. Golfing is absolutely... I'll just say I'm an addict. I love to golf, especially, it's like once COVID hit, there was like, all right, what am I going to do? Get out there, be active. And that was one of the easier ones. But I started golfing a ton. So yeah, I would say I've got it bad for golf, but that should be fun. Golfing and then having people over for the pool. That should be good. The last part of that I'm seeing, then having medical procedure for my B-Day. Okay, well, prayers for that. Hopefully all goes well. But as far as the weekend, enjoy it, relax, have a good time. And then, yeah, prayers for a safe and productive procedure. Emily's going to the Cowboys-Eagles game in Philly. So see, there's an extra reason, extra motivation for me. I'm trying to go. I know Dylan's going to that game. There's several people that have said and mentioned they're going to the game in Philly to play the Dallas. I really want to go there, so that's what I'm trying to make happen, but I just can't 100% commit till we're, closer and get there at that point. But see, Ricky says same. I want my first game to be at the Link versus Dallas. Who wouldn't? I mean, that's about as good as you would want, or like that's where you would want to be, right? So I can understand that. Fitness saying any more moves you think will happen more on Moore's offense. I'm not going to try that 3 times fast. You could have asked that in so many different ways. I see what you did there, but it's yeah. Any other moves that'll happen on Moore's offense? I don't think so. Not too much at this point. Possibly after or towards the latter part of training camp. But so far, I would say it's go with what you have, develop whoever's going to be wide receiver 3, get the offense humming, make sure you're confident in that. If you feel like you need another acquisition or maybe the cornerbacks because of the depth that we talked about, you make a trade there, potentially see that happening. But that's where I would lean towards. So not a whole lot outside of, he's going to change a ton with the offense in itself, but I don't know if there's extra beyond that. Shake Man trying to go to the Eagles-Carolina game in December. That should be good. Like, that should be a good Eagles. Can we get an Eagles victory that's just like, no stress, take care of business early, kind of, I wouldn't say coast necessarily, but, all right, hey, we got the win, we're good. Couldn't get that last year. But it would be nice. Feels like that could be one of those games. Kai, I appreciate another 2. Hashtag free dunk. You're trying to make this thing happen. Oh my gosh. I don't know. It'll happen if tonight's probably not. Yeah. He was just a mess beforehand, and I think it's just a whole lot of hassle, but we'll make it happen at some point. Dennis Designs would love to go for Cowboys. Yep. Xander Hayes says, yo, Josh, just want to say how much appreciate your dedication to writing quality Eagles content. Can't wait for you and Thomas's training camp coverage. Go Birds. Go Birds. Appreciate that. Yes, we're going to have as much as possible. Basically, any day that the Eagles do practice, recaps, interviews, extra insights, maybe having some players if we can, but we'll have as many of those videos. And then obviously the live streams for Tuesday and Friday. John, I apologize because I did to your point. I said if they make playoffs, you're saying when they make playoffs. Yes, speak it into existence, being confident. I don't know. I try to just I sometimes I'm like really confident. Other times I'm like, all right, let's just say if. We don't want to jinx anything, whatever. But you're right. When they make playoffs, then we'll have that. Kramer, totally agree. Community is better. Giveaways are great. Community is better. Frank joined the channel. Absolutely. I know that before, well before all the frequent giveaways. And there you go. See, John, John, love golfing, but I'm terrible. Fanny, today is your son Jonathan's 29th birthday. He's a diehard Eagles fan as well. I'm taking him to his first Eagles game against Cincy for his birthday. Let's go. I don't know if there's much better birthday present than that. Happy birthday to Jonathan. 29th birthday. Gonna go see the Eagles beat up Joe Burrow. Let's go. Congrats. Heck yeah. Dylan saying I got to make it. I know. I'm going to try to make it happen. I really am. Like, that's the one that I want. But Dylan saying go get a press pass. I know it's not 2022. I see that. All right. I'm probably going to hop off here another 10 minutes or so. So any last questions, any other comments? And we'll see. Tracy Ann says pre-recorded cameo of Dunk at best. Might be able to do that too. Yeah, that might be better though. Upstart winger building a 375 square foot golf sim in my house. Heck yeah. Bring beers, a hammer, and a neon bird sign. Free membership. Okay. I like that. I actually do have the sim set up. So that's also, just again, the full addiction and gotta, you got to play golf whenever the weather's not great, right? So I totally support that, though. Totally behind that. And you're right. The sign will look great. It just goes perfectly with it. That's legit, though. Which sim? I'm curious. You going with like Foresight or TrackMan or which one? Tyler's in the house. What's up? I have been live for, I don't know, what, an hour and a half? A little bit over an hour and a half? Going to cut it off here in a little bit. But yeah, you're a mod. You had to be. Sometimes I forget, and then we go back and like, oh, hey, yeah, we got to give out a few and help out. But did I stare randomly? Sorry, I did not mean to freak everyone out if they thought that the stream just froze. It did freeze the other day during Thomas's thunderstorms. I shine. Just wondering, can I sing? I can physically sing. I don't know how well I can sing, but I mean I can sing. Let's see. Yeah, saying fitness as well. Oh, Kramer, yeah, you got the net outside. Yeah, it still does. I mean, it still works. I had that for forever. But my wife's uncle had the whole sim set up, and after seeing that for several years, it was like, all right, I got to make this thing happen. We got to figure it out. It's much better to do it yourself, though. I will say that if you do it like piecemeal rather than buying packages, like they sell the full. What do they call them? Like the sim in the box or whatever. Way cheaper, obviously. It's probably not a surprise, but. Frank with the movie reference. I love it. Frank saying watching the Birds second half of the year was like men who stare at goats. Oh my gosh. I have not heard of a reference to that movie in a really long time. That's actually pretty good though. Let's go. Okay, so it's XO2, second camp for multisport. All right, let's go. Exactly. That's why I answered about the sing that we can all sing. Or most people. Yeah, I gotta check out here. You guys can probably hear in the background. I gotta go help with the kiddos. So I appreciate it always. Y'all know y'all are the best. This is fantastic. I love all the hangouts every Tuesday and Friday night. It's been a little spotty, over the last couple weeks. Had wedding season and lots of other stuff going on, vacations and all that. But pretty much getting back into regular scheduled programming now. So we should have it for the most part from here on out. But Kai, I appreciate it. You said you never disappoint. Great show. Awesome content. So engaging. Way better than Philly Talk Radio. Only downfall is you won't do the gritty or free dunk. One of those I might do. The dancing part, the gritty, we're not doing. So I've already said that. If we win a Super Bowl, I might try to figure it out, but it'd be terrible. So, Oh, get on the Christmas album. I mean, at this point, too, they could actually probably doctor up the voices. So maybe so. Yeah, Thomas and I get on there. Yeah, we'll see. But again, appreciate you guys. Congratulations to Jeffrey on winning the jersey. I'll post in the comments. More videos to come. Maybe we'll see about this weekend. But training camp starts Wednesday practice. So lots more content then. But as always, appreciate you guys. And until next time, go Birds.